The rhythm of the swing never changes. Is it long enough? They're beginning to applaud, and quite rightly so. That is a simply magnificent shot from Colin Montgomery.
Laurie's the winner. Not a million miles away, is it?
Right, hello and welcome to another episode of the Top Golf Scotland podcast. Today I'm with Donald.
Good morning.
Andrew.
Hello.
Peter.
Good morning.
And me. As always, we are brought to you by Link Waterproofs, worn by Top Golf Scotland. Not today, because it's, as usual, it's brilliant weather, isn't it? This is one of the first podcasts we've filmed. In fact, it's the first one.
I think they call that a vodcast in the trade.
Is it?
I believe so.
A vodcast. Well, the reason we're doing this is we've just filmed our little... we've been at Crail recently. I should finish on Link Waterproofs because I don't know why I got sidetracked there. So Link Waterproofs, designed to withstand the worst of Link's weather, which obviously will arrive at some stage. They have jackets, trousers, gilets and everything you need to keep dry and cosy on the golf course. So we would recommend Link.
Can't wait to wear
100%
them in that weather.
Also, we are brought to you by Bridalban Finance, Scotland's trusted finance broker for small to medium-sized companies, helping businesses everywhere find the right funding to help them grow. See, it's going to disappoint people seeing that I'm reading stuff, eh? They probably think this is just all stored in my head. I'm much worse than yeah. It's all fake, folks. If you want to know more about Bridalban, go to bridalbanfinance.co.uk. If you want to know more about Link Waterproofs, go to linkgolf.com. Anyway, we had a week off last week in the podcast, didn't we?
Yeah, there wasn't much happening in the golfing world as such last week.
No. No, there wasn't.
Another golfing world.
Yeah, but we return with a bang this week.
Yeah.
But have you guys done anything in the last 7 days?
Played golf at Crail.
So we did.
Yeah, we made our first video, didn't we?
Played at Crail.
Played at Crail. So that was the first video of our beating the course record thing. And yeah, Crail was lovely, wasn't it?
Yeah, we'll not give away the result, but Crail was beautiful. It was immaculate, and it was relatively enjoyable.
Yeah, relatively enjoyable.
Yeah, not fully enjoyable for me, but it was relatively enjoyable. I didn't enjoy playing the golf.
Yeah, it's hard work doing the video and playing at the same time.
Yes.
You don't get
very rushed, isn't
it? You don't actually, and it's not only after you finish things. I never actually thought about any of my shots. You're just up there quickly hitting it so that you can run away to take the next video.
Look, we teach people this, right? And we teach them how to, you got to take in a bit more information. You got to be aware of the humps and the hollows and the wind, and taking all that. That's how you're going to then hopefully be a bit more committed to golf shots. And I wasn't, and because you've got that camera and you're running around like a headless chicken, end up just laser number target swing, and I just and there was 2 or 3 times actually completely. I mean, it was a 15-mile-an-hour wind. I forgot there was wind. I mean, I lost the plot at 1 or 2 points. I was cursing and swearing at Andy, or to myself, really.
Wasn't very nice. I heard Andy saying it out loud.
Yeah, it's the first time I got angry at golf in a while, and it's purely because it was just, I had no. You realise how much you do something when you don't do it. Do you know what I mean? I always have a picture when I'm hitting a golf shot of like a 3D almost image of where the flag is and where it can sort of come in from and all this stuff. And there was nothing, and I was pathetic. So I actually find it quite unenjoyable.
Yeah, it was hard work.
Yeah,
The videoing of it.
Yeah.
No,
golf course was great. Nothing wrong with that. But you start blaming golf swings when I know it wasn't golf swing problem, but you start
I don't know. I wasn't really at the races, unfortunately. So Donald, you were. I was going through the videos of the game. You played badly.
Thanks.
I was going to say you played really well.
Do you know? Because if you hadn't told me that, I wasn't so sure.
It was worse as well because the way we film these things is me and Donald were sharing a camera. I mean, that's the most depressing camera in the world, isn't it?
Oh, definitely.
There was no good shots.
I can't remember really one.
But you guys kind of have to share, don't you? Because you are.
Yeah, we're a wee bit further back than you, Andrew. Yeah.
Similar distances. Yeah.
No, the golf wasn't.
Playing with 2 dads.
Fantastic.
Has there been any other golf in your life in the last 7 days?
Yeah, I played Kinross last week, and I played Ladybank on Sunday. So yeah, I've had quite a lot of golf. Getting scared.
I'm the same. I played Kinross, I played Ladybank, I played Kirkcaldy. I played a lot of golf, and actually enjoyed the other golf, just not our golf.
Right.
I haven't played any shit.
Well, that's fine. I played in a medal after the day after the Crail. I was horrific at Crail, but yeah, it was presently better. I had a good 5 Budweisers on Friday night, and that really.
You phoned your coach as well, didn't you?
Well, actually, I'm going to talk about this because I phoned my coach. Donald's been my coach, my recent coach. And I phoned Donald, and he's like,
"You've been fired again, Donald."
He says, I can't really speak him in the Chinese. I'll speak to you tomorrow. So that was Donald. Thanks, coach. And then I phoned Pete because I thought, well, he'll be my second coach. And Pete was like, there's people coming round. I can't speak. I'll speak to you tomorrow. So I phoned Andy.
Then you phoned the starter.
We weren't busy, Donald.
We were busy.
And I phoned Andy, and Andy was helpful. Thanks, Andy.
It's all right. In the middle of cutting grass.
Yeah.
Always got time for you, Stuart.
Nice to take a wee break.
Yeah. Yeah, I just needed some moral. I mean, I've been speaking to Bob Rotella, obviously, but I needed some moral help and a little bit of tip of how to play golf. And Andy helped me, and I was better than it. I didn't score well the next day at all, but I was better, so I was quite pleased. Yeah. I've got a new mini driver. Have you heard of these things, Donald?
What's the point in these things? Yeah. Seriously, I've had so many people coming. Oh, got a mini driver.
Right.
Why?
I'll tell you why. Because drivers are horrific. They just go wherever they want to go. Right? So they're not good. And then you've got a 3-wood. So the next choice is a 3-wood, and it's quite a nice club, but it's got a wee head. So it makes sense to me having. So I'm scared of hitting a toe Duffy one or something. So this thing has a 3-wood shaft basically and a driver kind of head, and I feel like I'm going to hit it straighter. Sometimes.
Until you hit a wee toe hooky one.
No, I just think I quite like it. I can hit it off the ground. I don't know whether it's going to last for very long, but it's an interesting concept.
It feels like pulling out a kids' club. You can just stand up and whack it.
Yeah, I do feel like that.
It's a 2-wood, right? I mean, how much loft's in it?
11.
It's a 2-wood.
All right, call it what you want.
Mini driver. It's not mini driver. It's a 2-wood.
But it's
a big old 2-wood.
I cannot believe. I mean, I don't know which companies make this. Probably every company. I cannot believe this is actually taken off. Like, people have bought into this rubbish.
It's just a 10-year-old driver. I'm sorry, a 30-year-old driver. It's what driver lines used to be.
Yeah,
Pete, we've got a big stock of mini drivers through there, okay?
I don't think. Peter doesn't like mini drivers, hybrids, wedges that are too lofted. You know, it's anything to keep the game
lifters.
Hard.
Exactly.
Everybody should be forced to use
blades.
8-degree extra
6 clubs
stiff.
in a bag.
It's
One
truthful.
ball. No.
You don't understand the game from a normal golfer's
I
point
do. I have problems as well.
Okay, but yeah. So I like my mini driver, and I'm playing the old tomorrow. I'm looking forward to that. Although it is a competition. It's the spring meeting at St Andrews, which is
liquid.
It's very scary.
Perfect.
You didn't take the mini
Shoot
driver at Crail, did you?
I used it at Crail, yeah.
You hit the mini driver.
I didn't hit it well, but
I never saw you hit it.
Hit it better than I used. Anyway, so that's been my golf. So I'm looking forward to playing the old tomorrow. It's always fun. I hope the weather's like this.
Old tomorrow and Montrose on Friday.
Yes, then we'll play Montrose in our next video.
Yeah.
So as we said in the podcast we've just done, Donald, you're a course specialist at Montrose. We're expecting big things, really.
Oh, I'm expecting. I've got high expectations too.
Well, see, when we turn up, will your picture be in the clubhouse or anything like that?
Yeah.
I don't know how to say this politely to you, Stuart. But rearrange this well-known phrase.
What was it? The course record? You shot 64.
No, it wasn't the course record.
It wasn't.
Course record 61, I believe.
61.
I think so.
How are we going to beat that?
So we got to shoot 11 under, I think. Or
11 under.
Might be 62. I spoke to Jason and I can't remember what he told me now.
But you'll shoot 64 on your own.
Obviously.
So we just need 4 birdies.
Yeah.
That's good. Anyway, in the world of golf this week, there was the CJ Byron Nelson Cup. It sounded like there used to be a CJ Cup and there used to be a Byron Nelson Classic. So they just thought, they're both rubbish, so we'll just join them together.
Yep.
We'll get rid of 2 rubbish weeks in one. Great idea.
Yeah, and it wasn't a signature, was it?
No.
No.
There was nobody there. I mean, it was Scottish.
There was somebody there.
But outside Scotty Scheffler, I think there was hardly anybody inside the top 30 in the world there. So it was as poor a field as you get on the PGA Tour. But still, 40th guy on the PGA Tour is quite a good golfer.
Not bad, yeah.
Yeah, actually, I heard that Van Rooyen finished second, didn't he? Moaning a bit about signature events, saying that he wants to play in them.
Hate them, but can I play?
Yeah, so he can't get in them, and he thinks the best tournaments are the ones where more players are playing, and I would possibly tend to agree, really.
And I think almost the signature events have shown that up as well, haven't they? Because it's not always the top, 4 guys that are competing there. We've had a few guys from the also rans, if you like, that have won it and are certainly competing all the time.
Yeah.
So I kind of take his point.
Van Rooyen's one of these guys that it's a shame he's not in them as well, because I feel like he's a world-class golfer. There's some guys that might play in events that you think,
He's done great in the States, Eric Van Rooyen.
Yeah,
he's done great. Even with his little cut-off trousers that are a wee bit shorter than I would say would be acceptable in my group.
I was actually thinking about getting a pair of them.
Oh,
yeah, you would.
Christ.
Yeah.
No.
We're not in the least bit surprised to hear that, Andy.
Thank you.
No, but he's been a good player for a long time, and he took to the States really, really well. He's not in these big events, but that'll help him get closer to it. And I kind of see both sides of it, as you could imagine, with signature events. I can see it. I think it's nice to get, if you don't have signature events, people just pick and choose, and you want all the players gathering, the big players gathering more often rather than not. But it was. But then you get a non-signature like this, and it's a tough watch, isn't it? Unless the big player that's playing is up there, which luckily was this week.
I think that I quite like the signature events, just the fact that there's going to be some good players there, but I don't really think the shortened field is necessary. I know that's from an uneducated point of view, but
there's another one this week, but it feels like we want Rory and Scotty to both be there. And the last one, did Scotty take it off and Rory played?
No, Rory didn't play in Harbour Town.
Oh, he didn't.
No.
So he's playing this week, and Scotty's not. That's what's happening. So you kind of want them both to be playing. Those are the two guys. That's the two guys.
That's the two guys. But
we don't need signature events. We just need events where it's Rory and Scotty.
but you don't want that every single week.
No.
I know everybody says they do want that every single week, but they don't. That's why the majors are so good again now, because when you suddenly get the live players back, and it is the top guys then. But the signature events are. I don't think it's made the viewing any better, the signature events, to be honest.
No, in fact, some of the non-signature events this year have been really good. This one ended up being much better than it should have been because Scotty did well, but there's been good leaderboards in every one this year. I don't remember an event where we've gone, that's nothing much. Probably that doubles event last week when we took a week off the pod. But anyway, Scotty Scheffler, is this the start? So he's 31 under par.
It's not bad,
Phenomenal.
I actually heard this on another podcast, because I always think, and I've thought about this before, is there's only so low you can go, isn't there?
Mm-hmm.
And if you put him round Scunny, would he beat 31 under?
Probably.
I'm not convinced. It's so tricked up. It's the bunkers. If he goes in a bunker, it's not as good sand. It's everything about it isn't that easy.
No, I see where you come from.
Sometimes these bigger golf courses can be easier to shoot. Do you know what I mean? Know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you maybe used a bad example with Skinny, because you can knock it on most of them.
Still, that's just
okay. No, it's difficult. Yeah, I mean, so we talk about breaking 60, right?
Crail.
So 59 is obviously the number that, right? But 59's been done so often now. Right.
Well, Crail's
so what's the next marker in golf then? Is it shooting 18 under?
Yeah.
Is that a perfect round of golf?
I know what you mean.
Well, yeah, I just mean that. Well, see, Crail's a good example. If it was held at Crail, it's a 5,800 yard golf course. It's got trouble. It's tricky. He'd need to shoot level 8 unders, which is 61s. Is he doing 461s around Crail?
Yeah.
You're having to birdie almost 50% of the holes you play with no drop shots.
He would. Weather dependent. Yes. Yes, I think he's more than. Yeah.
Okay, well, my argument's rubbish then, if that's the thought. So
I think your argument with bad greens to putt on, then I would start backing you up a little bit. But when you're talking about a well manicured short, if he did his homework properly and played, yeah, absolutely, I can see it being done easy enough. Yeah. No, whoa, it'd have to be. He's played phenomenal golf this week. It's not like going to rock up on a Crail and shoot 8 under every single time he plays golf, but
it probably is.
His bad round is going to be 4 under, isn't it? That's his bad round, and maybe only his good round's going to be like 10. But yeah, I could see it happening.
He doesn't have that many bad rounds.
That's what I mean. But
even though that's his first win of the year, it was
if
always
you didn't
coming.
shoot under par around that Crail on your own, you would. It's a bad day, right?
I'm looking at his scores for the whole year. There's hardly any in the 70s.
There you go. Round 7,500
Best
yard
player
golf
on the
courses.
planet. There's got something in that phrase there.
Is
that makes you think he's quite good.
I thought Rory was.
That was last week.
Oh, that was last week.
Yeah, no, he's forgotten off already.
Yeah. But no, I mean, 31, whatever it is, 31 under par. It wasn't just 31 under par. He beat everybody else up, didn't he? He was miles ahead. I mean, he kind of, every time, I didn't watch all of it, but it felt like every time you turned it on, he was missing a birdie putt. You know, that's what I felt. Or he had a couple of holes where he hit really terrible chips, and he thinned the chip through the back at one hole, and then the 17th hole of the real play duffed one and didn't get.
So he's 31 under and he's left a few out there.
Well, you feel
Yeah, he's four bogeys and left a few out there. Do you know what I mean?
If he does what I do after the round and goes through his round and talks about holes I could have saved shots, he's shooting 55 every time he plays. I mean, it was incredible.
I mean, he is literally birding 50% of holes out there.
Yep.
You add it all up, and my maths is correct in my head there for 2 seconds. 36 birdies. So yeah, he's birding every. Yeah, pretty good. Like, and again, I don't want to say what other people say, but yeah, he did manage to separate himself on a golf course that you have to shoot low, which is a hard thing to separate yourself. Sometimes you would think it'd be easier separating yourself where, the winning total's round about 2 under, and you manage to scoot away to sort of 8 in a phenomenal week. But to shoot 32 and the next guy only be, what was it,
23, I think.
23. I mean, that is a proper separation. And that. I mean, he's the best, right?
He's
Proximity.
He's still the best. I mean, actually, you look at his stats. He's still tee to green, first on tour, and this isn't in a year where we know he's not been Scotty. Yeah, he could have been better. He's not played great for Scotty. He's still number 1 tee to green, which is pretty impressive. The one side of his game this year that's not been Scotty level is around the green, the chipping and stuff. Which is strange because we still look at him and think he's the best at it, almost.
Yeah. I agree. I think I mean, I didn't watch much of it this week, I'm not going to lie. But yeah, you look at his technique and you look at everything there, he's phenomenal hands, phenomenal short game. Technique's good as well, not that I bother too much about that with him. But it's, for him not to do it, I don't know. Got to put down to missing it in the wrong places. I don't know what these stats amongst stats. I'm not a great fan of them, but unless he's been leaving himself really short side, really tricky lies and all the rest, I don't. It's not an issue. It's not like a Victor Hovland, is it? It's not like, whoa, you need to get over and see some short game guru. It's all right.
I mean, yeah. So on his stats on this week, approach to green, he was plus 12.8.
12 shots better than average.
So
he was rubbish actually because he only won by 8.
Exactly, but he did lose a shot.
The rest of his game was rubbish.
He did lose a shot around the green. He gained 6 putting. His putting does seem to be better than it was certainly a couple of years ago. But yeah, is this him on? Is he now about to start the next Scotty run? I mean, we're about to hit PGA Championship.
Yeah, that's got to be good now, right? So he's suddenly come back into form. He's got that monkey off his back. He never won for 7 events or something. So Rory loves Quail Hollow, so could be set up to be good. And then Bryson's just won
in Live.
Yeah.
Have you been following Live, Donald?
No, Stuart told me this morning.
Well, look, in terms of, like we said, that is the 3 big names in golf at the moment, and they're all in top form. This is like properly setting up for. We used to always talk about it in terms of if it was John Ram was in there. He's not in there anymore. So we have the 3 biggest names in golf, all playing phenomenal golf. So the majors are set up for fantastic things, aren't they? Yep.
Scotty winning a major, Andy, this year?
No.
Why?
Because I don't think he'll win it.
Based on this last week's performance, you don't think it's possible?
I don't.
He's got 3 left-handed. Remember, it's not.
I know. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if he won 1 or 2, but I've just got a feeling I don't think he will. I think there's. Is
that because Rory's winning them all 4?
I think he'll win 1 more this year.
You feel like because Bryson, maybe there's a little bit more.
And I still don't think he's as solid as he was, Scheffler. And I still, obviously no one knows, but I still can't work out whether he was playing above his level or whether he's now down at his level. I don't know.
He just won by
But
9.
no, I get that, but it wasn't against a very strong field either.
And it was an easy golf course.
I've got no interest in that at all. Like those 30 under par, I think, has got no interest at all. But I don't think he's even. There's a few games this season where he just looks really frustrated, and he doesn't look the same player, the same person, the same mentality. And bloody hell, he's brilliant. But I don't know. I still just don't think he's quite where he was. But it wouldn't surprise me if he went and won 2.
Okay,
It wouldn't surprise me. I know. No, it wouldn't surprise me. But I've just got a bit of a feeling that he won't win one this year.
I could see the majors this year. Rory's going to pick off another one. Bryson's going to pick off one, and Scheffler will get one as well.
Hardly ever works like that.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Never works. Like that.
Yeah.
But that's how I see it happening this year. I think Rory's going to win one by 8. He's going to go mental at one. Bryson's going to pick off the US Open, and Scheffler will win another one.
I think at least one will be won by a guy outside the top 20 or 30 in the world. I think there'll be a bit of an outsider. Probably Bryson.
Yeah, I mean, it's good. I love the fact that they're all playing well. We're about to hit the PGA in 2 weeks' time, is it? And it's weird there's a signature event this week. Again, keep them away from the majors. I don't know why, but...
The only one really from last year that's nowhere to be seen is Xander, but I know he's been injured and whatnot, but he's not really done anything. And whereas last year, was it 2 majors he won last year?
Yeah.
Yep.
To not really be anywhere is a bit disappointing. I don't particularly like the guy, but he's a bit of a good player last year that's nowhere to be seen.
But that's Scheffler going 2nd, 4th, 8th, 1st. Talk about trending.
In a bad run.
I think he'll win a major this year.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, there was a few comments. Did you see the headlines? I keep seeing these stupid headlines on Facebook and stuff, like Rory's taking a break from golf. Do you hear these things? Do you watch?
No,
It
that
does it
clickbait's
every year.
rubbish.
He took 1 week off.
Do you click on it?
Yeah, because I'm thinking, what's happened?
Naked pictures of Anna Kournikova. Do you still click on them as well?
No, that's just
You're not meant to click on these things, Stuart.
Okay. Right, Jordan Spieth. What?
Oh, well done, Jordan Spieth that week. He was rubbish at the start.
He's not listening.
Yeah, no, I know. But he there was like rain delays and all that, wasn't there? And he went out at some point, went back down to level. Remember the cut's 5 under. He managed to get through the. Where did he finish? He finished what, 5th or something?
Shot 62 last round, I think. Didn't he?
Yeah. He actually looked
I saw a
mightily
couple of
impressive again.
I saw a couple of videos of him swinging, and his swing looks quite a bit different. It doesn't look anywhere near as quirky. Looks a lot more simple.
Yeah, like that.
I don't know if that's intentional.
That
but
horrible backswing he's trying to work on. It feels like it's starting to become a little bit more natural. But yeah, I was looking back at stats. I mean, the stats are pretty average. I don't even know how much to say on them. They're just very middle of the road.
It's
Well,
putting
because he's a middle of the road player.
He just about is though, isn't he?
Yeah.
We just every time he pops up, he was good for 3 or 4 years around about 10 years ago, and we're still talking about him like Peter's going to say he's got the best brain in golf or whatever. But
Whoa! What are you classing as middle of the field? I mean, middle of the field. We're still. I'm still putting him up in the bracket of
top 10 player in the world.
No,
No.
but
Name
middle of the field is like 100th in the world. I mean, I'm talking he's way better than that in my mind. He's still like he's a top 50 player.
A top 50 player, yeah. But he's not number 1.
He's maybe about a 30th guy. I'd put a 35th guy.
It's 3 times.
I don't know where
major
he is in the
champion.
world.
Just
He's
seems
got the
so
brain.
strange.
He's got one of the biggest parts, which is the brain and yeah. He's not a middle of the field player. Middle of the field
he
player.
is.
it's
No,
putting.
I've got to agree with Stuart. He is.
I was going back to
He is
his putting. We give his putting all these.
Eric Van Rooyen's the middle of the field guy. He's not
He's
Eric
not
Van
good.
Rooyen.
No, he's maybe not as good.
Oh Christ! Right.
Sorry, Eric, if you're listening to this pod.
I actually agree. I don't mean he's not as good as Eric, but I feel like that's the kind of where he's at. In my head, I don't expect any more out of Jordan Spieth than Eric Van Rooyen. I don't think.
Well, I would say over the last 7 or 8 years, he is. He's at that level.
Yeah. Looking back at his stats from 2014, you know where he was really good at putting, but you know where he's not where he was really good at putting was between 15 and 25 feet. That was where he was best on tour.
Yeah.
It did seem like a hold.
I hold loads of them. He did always miss the odd 4-footer, didn't he?
Yeah.
It was the miracle putts he made, wasn't it?
He seems to miss a lot.
I mean, stats show you these are
small
like
putts,
5% putts or 10% makes, and he was making them like all
But how
the
do
time.
how do you do that? Because you've seen the guys on the videos with the stimp meter rolling the ball, and it rolls differently every time. How do you hold so many of those?
Just good. Just
Do you
talent.
think our human brain?
Here we go.
Yes, it does. Sure.
Is there something about it?
The electrolytes push the ball into the hole or something.
No, but
Where are you
like
going with this?
I don't know. Like there's something.
Well, if you get a computer to hit, 10-foot putts, it only holds 8 of them, but a human could hold 10.
How's that? Do you think 100 men could beat up a gorilla?
Where? What?
I've never seen a man fight a gorilla. Where does all this one come from?
I don't know how it started.
There used to be a boxing
But I do-
orangutans, wasn't there?
I do think about it, though. Do you?
There's just the movies.
Right, no, my favourite sense, Stuart. Moving on.
Okay, this podcast is going to be a short one. We're on to Live Korea. What was the drink that was like Korea? No, it doesn't matter.
What?
Korea. It doesn't matter. So Live.
He's still thinking about the gorilla, isn't he?
I think he's thinking of like
Liv, right, go to Liv. Bryson.
Bryson won. That's Live.
Right,
We've done it.
That's it, done it.
So, but Charles Howell was second. Do you remember him?
Charles Hill, yeah.
Who's that?
From 30 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah, but like
Is it, or is this Charles Hill the fourth?
this is still the third. He finished second, but he's the third.
Right.
John Ram 7th, 11 off the pace. I saw a thing this morning. John Ram breaks a new record. He's now finished top 10,
19 events.
19 events, which is every single live event he's played. He's finished top 10. And you think, well, that's great.
There's only 11 playing.
It's just not that good. I mean, 7th place, he finishes 11 off the pace. You know, he's not in contention. He's not got a chance.
I saw that one as well, and it actually makes me a bit annoyed when I read that, because I'm like, someone's obviously thinks that is brilliant, finishing top 10 on Live out of 40 people when he was number 1 in the world not that long ago.
Yeah, but
they've got to give stats, so they've got
they
to
do.
start them somewhere.
Of course they do. But
The bottom
second place
25.
in the PGA Tour this week was, or third place was 11 off the.
I know, but it's every week they talk about him finishing. He's
I'm
doing
just
well.
saying,
he's-
you've got to be, if you're going to say it, you've got to be true to the other side as well.
But there's 30 guys playing
You
in
do, don't
that.
you?
There's 30 guys playing in that are just past it.
I agree. I don't think he's playing against a strong field.
He's probably playing against 18 guys.
I think
So
it's
he's finishing halfway down the field.
I feel like 11th place or 7th place at that live event, 11 off the pace, is probably equal to 30th
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
in a normal event. And then we wouldn't. Then
Yeah,
we'd be
you
thinking.
can't compare, but yeah. So we're saying we're not impressed by him.
Then we'd be
No.
thinking he's in a huge slump. I feel like he is in a slump, but because I have no expectations of him turning up and having a chance to win the
Crail
PGA,
Golf.
which is really sad.
I think he's
He
got
might.
I think he's got as much chance of making the cut. Like he's scrambling to make cuts more than he is actually challenging to win
Yeah,
in majors.
I feel like Liv's losing it more every week. I don't know.
I totally agree. And I think as we get closer to the time of all the renewals, like if I was in charge of the PGA just now, I'd be thinking, I think a lot of these guys probably won't renew unless they get offered again the same amount of money. A lot of the guys are.
It depends what's going to happen, whether they can get back on the PGA.
Yeah,
Tour.
of course. But I think
It just feels like they're getting more and more
They're dying.
uncompetitive.
Yeah, it seems. I thought the tour was taking off, and then it's dying away again.
The Masters showed up. The live guy. Bryson's doing quite well.
Who's the last
He's
guy to go? I mean, there was Ram, then there was Hatton. Has there been anybody
Tom
since?
McKibben.
Kibben, yeah.
Right, okay,
it's
but
a
I mean,
big loss,
no
that
disrespect to Tom McKibben, but like name-wise, who was?
He's dissing your Tom.
I know.
Just about Ram. Ram was just about the last.
Oh,
guy.
Hatton was just after Rams. They were about the same time, weren't they? But since then, it's been quite quiet in terms of the transfer market, if we'll call it that. I think everyone's sort of
Nobody's-
seeing through it a wee bit now. and
Nobody's going now.
The money's so good, and I know it's all about the money with these guys, but it kind of is. But world ranking points are arguably, now they see that's not coming. I think that's just putting the brakes on anyone that was even thinking about it.
we've said it a couple of times when we spoke about Live in detail, but I don't hear anyone ever talking about it. No one talks about it.
No.
I heard a little. I saw a little thing on social media with Bryson criticising bunkers, and a lot of the comments were like, "Oh, you're showing your true colours" and all this. It was one of these ones, when he walked into the rope and was greeting about it and stuff. And I think they're kind of losing fans. I know he's done well over the last kind of couple of years, but I think they're losing more and more people. I never hear people talk about Live Golf.
Nobody's watching it. Anyway, but the good thing is Legion 15 or whatever it is, they're now leading the standings, which is...
No, that's good. I'm glad to hear that.
But the Fireballs are struggling, they're second. So, it's important. Anyway, this week we're at the signature event, the Truist Championship. McIlroy, no Scheffler. Next week's the PGA.
And Europe? What's Europe again this week?
They're back in Europe. I think it's Turkey.
It's the first one, yeah, that's right, it's Turkey, yeah. So they call that the European swing in Turkey. I suppose it is, isn't it?
You're right.
Sorry, I was having a little moment to myself there.
Do you know what they called the swing when it was in Asia?
Yeah. The Asian swing, yeah. Yeah, I just had a little moment. But yes, so yeah, Europe's back again, which is good, because they've had a couple of weeks off, really, haven't been doing much.
Well, they've all been playing, but we're not paying much attention because I don't know.
There wasn't an event this week, though, was it?
No, they had a week off this week.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
We're not in Korea.
No,
that was lovely. Oh, we need to end this podcast.
That was them having a drink.
Okay, so we're off to play Montrose in our next video this Thursday.
Friday.
So
hopefully we'll get a deal like this.
If there's a film crew anywhere, please turn up at Montrose.
Yeah, if we could get 2 people to video, it would be magic.
Oh yeah, we do. Actually, please, if anybody wants to come and video, just to take the pain away from me having to run across fairways and video Andy or whoever it might be, so we can concentrate on golf, that'd be great.
Why is he running across fairways to video me?
Because you're so far ahead of me, I've got to run across.
That implied I was wide of you.
Andy, you do hit the ball a long way. I'm in awe if you're striking.
Thank you.
I think it really puts me off a bit, Donald.
It puts me off a lot.
Yeah, it puts me off as well.
You're pretty sure these days.
It never used to bother me people hitting it a long way, because I used to always think, well, I can still hit it less times than them. But it really bothers me now when I can't hit it less times than them.
Yeah. When you're having to... There was one par 5 at Crail. I had a driver, a good one, an alright one, and then there was a burn, but I had a driver trying to go over the burn.
your mini driver trying to go over the burn.
And it was short of the burn, while they're hitting flicking irons in, like little...
Well, you didn't. You hit 2 wood, didn't you? So let's just finish that out there. It's not a driver.
Oh.
Pathetic.
Okay, that's the end of this week's podcast. If you're listening to it, you could watch it, because I think I'm going to put this on YouTube just for a laugh.
Well, because you love YouTube so much.
We're YouTubers.
Stick it on YouTube so you can watch it on YouTube or listen to it elsewhere. But other than that, thanks for watching, and thank you guys for being here again.
Cheers.
Bye.
Cheers now.